There is a woman in the Bible whose story feels like it was written for moments just like the ones you're facing right now. A young orphan girl, hidden in a foreign land, suddenly thrust into the most powerful position in the empire. A woman who seemed ordinary, overlooked, even out of place, yet God positioned her exactly where she needed to be to stop a genocide. Her name is Esther, and if you think you know her tale, beauty pageant, brave queen, happy ending, hold on. It reveals how God orchestrates even the darkest plots for deliverance, and how one courageous yes can change history forever. The scene opens in the glittering palace of Susa, the heart of the vast Persian Empire. King Ahasuerus rules from India to Ethiopia. To display his power, he throws extravagant banquets. One lasts 180 days. Wine flowing freely, gold couches, marble floors, royal splendor everywhere. But in the midst of all this excess, pride turns ugly. The king commands his Queen Vashti to parade herself. Vashti refuses. The refusal shocks the empire. Vashti is deposed, banished forever. King needs a new queen, and a strange royal search begins. Across the city lives Hadassah. Orphaned early, she is raised by her cousin Mordecai, who taught her to keep her identity quiet. When the king's decree goes out, Esther is taken too. She undergoes 12 months of beauty treatments, oils, perfumes, and royal etiquette. But something about Esther stands out. She wins favor with everyone. And when she appears before the king, he is captivated. He sets the royal crown on her head and makes her queen. The orphan from the shadows becomes the most powerful woman in the empire. Mordecai sits daily at the king's gate. One day he overhears 2 guards plotting to assassinate the king. He tells Esther, the plot is uncovered and the deed is recorded in the royal chronicles. Mordecai saves the king's life, but no reward comes. Not yet. Then comes the villain. Haman is promoted above all officials. The king commands everyone to bow down to Haman. Everyone obeys, except Mordecai. Haman's pride is wounded, decides to destroy an entire people. He approaches the king with a cunning lie and a massive bribe. Decree is sealed. On a single day, every Jew is to be annihilated. The edict is sent to every province. Susa is thrown into confusion. Mordecai tears his clothes and puts on sackcloth and ashes. He urges Esther, go to the king, plead for your people. Esther's reply reveals her fear. If anyone approaches the king without being summoned, the law is death, unless he extends the golden scepter. Mordecai responds, who knows whether you have not come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Esther asks the Jews to fast and pray with her for 3 days. Then she says, if I perish, I perish. On the 3rd day, Esther dresses in her royal robes and stands in the inner court. The king sees her. His heart is moved. He extends the golden scepter. She touches its tip. He asks, what is it, Queen Esther? Even up to half the kingdom it will be given you. That very night, the king cannot sleep. He calls for the book of Chronicles. He hears the account of Mordecai saving his life. The king says, do so for Mordecai the Jew. Haman is forced to lead Mordecai through the streets, proclaiming his honor. Haman is humiliated. At the second banquet, Esther reveals everything. The adversary and enemy is this vile Haman. The king storms out in rage. Haman is seized. They hang him on the very gallows he built for Mordecai. The day meant for destruction becomes a day of victory. Notice something striking. God's name is never mentioned in the book of Esther. Yet behind every coincidence, God's hand is clearly moving. Esther teaches us that God often works in the shadows through ordinary courage. Knows whether you have not come for such a time as this? If this story stirs your heart, hit that like button and subscribe. Share this with someone who needs to hear that God is still working. May the courage of Esther rise in you today. For such a time as this, step forward. You are seen. You are chosen. You're ready.